I'm frustrated, and I'm certainly upset. And I know that our players, I'm sure feel the same way, and we've got to do a better job. We sit there and we start the game with a 10-0 lead, and take that in, go into halftime at 10-10, and we go into the fourth quarter at 20-10 and wind up, just not playing the way we need to play. We could never get anything going with any amount of consistency on offense, and when we do that, our defense winds up being out there for a long time. I thought our defense, and certainly the special teams played, scored a touchdown with Marcus Saligwe early on in the game. They give us a chance and they fight and continue to keep us in it, 20-10 going in the fourth quarter. We couldn't make anything happen with it, and and again, those things fall on me. Never was able, like I said, to establish a run game, and for us here at Georgia Southern, that's what we've got to be able to do. We've got to be able to establish a run game. That's good for any offense, but particularly for ours, we were not able to do that. Got forced into being in positions where we're not very comfortable, which is throwing the ball a tremendous amount of time, being behind, those sorts of things, and we didn't play very well. And again, didn't do, obviously, for me, overall, didn't do a very good job either of getting our football team and everyone associated ready to play. You sit there and look at it again, third downs, 2 of 13. You're not going to win football games doing that. And, don't give ourselves a chance. We only played 55 snaps on offense, played way too many on defense, and too much of it being in consecutive manners. Again, time of possession, rushing yards, those are things that we want to sit there and win and expect to win each and every week, and we were dominating those phases. We continued to try to each week go in and find things to tweak, tried to find things to correct, tried to find things to get better at, tried to find adjustments to make, and went in and obviously didn't have the game plan that we need to have to give ourselves a chance to be successful. Certainly part of it comes from needing to make sure, like I started with, if we can't establish some variation of an inside run game, then we're never going to be able to get to the perimeter piece. And if we're forced into being one-sided, into having to sit there and try to throw the ball, then we're not going to have a whole lot of success. And when we got put in that position, we didn't.
Coach, when you look around at the personnel, we returned quite a few skill position guys, and people outside look at this team and they go, what is going on? How can we go and take such a big step backwards? And you return so many dynamic guys, and it just seems like offensively in particular, because the defense played pretty well in the first half, but offensively in particular, it just has a lot of people scratching their heads. Are you doing the same? I mean, it just seems like there's some guys out there that it's just not working.
I think that there's certainly a combination of things, and again, I don't want to make excuses, and I really don't want to point fingers and point blame at individuals as far as how that goes. I do think that there is, like you said, we have some talented skill players. We got some talented skill players that have shown to be able to do that. It does come back again in a lot of different areas and directions of being able for me, starting with me, to be able to look at some of the things that we are doing and figuring out a way to get ourselves back on track and on the right page in a hurry. We sit there and I certainly need to watch the film to be able to give you a more detailed answer. I thought going into the game that our offensive line had progressed the last 2 weeks, and and certainly when you only rush for as many yards as we did tonight, then usually your offensive line doesn't play the way that they need to. And again, not pointing the fingers at those kids, we've got to do a better job of giving them a plan that can give us a chance to execute with what we have. And we certainly do have some talented skill guys, and that goes from running backs to receivers. Some of it gets hard. Again, we've got small injuries here and there that wind up creating hard weeks on us from a game plan standpoint, and you can certainly see that in what we're doing. But again, we've got to do a better job across the board, and offensively in particular, we've got to have better play from each position. We've got to finish better. We've got to block at the point of attack better. We've got to finish blocks, and those things, when you're not able to do that, you're not able to create any creases, then our skill guys don't get a chance to be able to show what they've got.
Do you scrap things at any point and kind of start over and kind of look outside the box, or do you continue to try to do what's been going on?
Well, we've certainly already started that process. We've started trying to become much simpler. We've tried to change our practice format to give us a chance to be more, to give us a chance to get back and spend more time with our fundamentals each week, and we've been scrapping. We've been scrapping, and we've tried to look outside the box, like you already mentioned, and a lot of that has to do with the passing game and those directions. Didn't do that very well tonight. One of the things that we've done a nice job when we have thrown the ball is be efficient with it, and we didn't do that tonight. Didn't do that at all. And if we're not able to sit there and be efficient with our passing game, and if we have lack of confidence with that side of it, then again we're not going to have a very successful night.
What do you tell the kids in the locker room after a game like this?
I'll tell you what I told them. I sat in there with them for a minute and let them take a knee, and I said, we should all, frustrated, upset, mad, angry, every bit of it. And we're playing against a team, one, that is our arch rival, two, somebody that is going to be in contention for the Sun Belt, and for us to be in contention for our conference championship, then we needed to win the game tonight. And we didn't do that. And there are, when you go through that game and you take the early start, you play as well as you do in two of the three phases for at least the three quarters. But we come out the second half, we don't have anything from a ball control standpoint. We never had the short end of the field all night in the second half, never. And so we wind up again between the two early penalties that really hurt us. And again, I would 100% take the blame for both of those because of the call on the pump block. And then we wind up being in a position to where again we can't ever get the field flipped. And if you're not able to do that, then when you're playing a good football team like the ones that we played tonight, then you wind up looking up and you go from 10-0 to 10-10 to 20-10 going in the fourth quarter. Should have a chance to win it. We started the fourth quarter last week, scored 17 points in 5.5 minutes, and was not able to do that in any way tonight, and wind up losing. Give up 2 scores, 2 touchdowns that you shouldn't, because you're missing tackles on plays that you've made for the majority of the night.